Welcome back, sparklers, to Ignite Your Spark. I'm your host, as always, Kim Duff Selby. Now, every week, as you know, if you are a loyal listener or if you are a newbie, here you go, I shine a light on those people who are working to bring out the light in others. Most of my guests work to transform your life, enabling you to live in a healthier, happier, and more vibrant manner. We need to find our light, embrace our own light, and share it because the world needs each and every one of you listening, each and every one of us to shine our light because each light is unique. And we really want to raise the vibration of the planet and eliminate darkness and fear as much as we can. And light gets rid of all that. And that being said, I am so lit up today and I'm wearing my sequin jacket. On YouTube, you could see it when I post there, but not on my podcast. But I'm so lit up to bring you my guest, Joshua Bloom. He is a true spark of light, making a difference in the lives of so many. Now, there's a lot to say about him, so I'm going to kind of encapsulate it. Here we go. Here's his little bio. He is the #1 best-selling author of The Ultimate Answer, ... is Inside. And oh, the foreword was written by Dr. Bruce Lipton, who many of my listeners, I'm sure, know. He is the creator of his own healing modality, quantum energy transformation, the executive producer of the cutting edge film, The Ultimate Answer is Inside. And I watched it and it will explain so much. I highly recommend you all watch it. He's the host of a transformational internet TV show, The Quantum Shift. And he's been featured on the front page of the Washington Post. But there's, so much more. He is a master life and business coach, an NLP master practitioner. He's certified as a hypnotherapist, an EFT practitioner. He's an Usui Reiki master. Okay, I'm just going to call him a transformational genius with a toolkit that's going to help everybody. And we're going to get right into it. So welcome to Ignite Your Spark, Joshua.
Thank you for having me, Kim. I'm really excited to be here. I know that when we dive in, it's going to be very exciting.
It will be. And I think I really want to start I like to give people a little background. I mean, we could talk the whole episode about you and your background, but I would like to know how you got into the field, the quantum field, which is one of those terms, quantum energy, that's out there. And I feel like you need a master's degree to understand it, but you have really simplified it. Basically, I took a lot of notes watching the movie, but tell us how you got into this business, this work.
Well, I think I was guided, to be honest with you. I think that, we all are on our journey, and as we are guided into different experiences, certain things happen. And what happened to me was I started to feel a lot of anxiety. And the anxiety was really bad. It was debilitating. I couldn't function really well. And actually, right after I got that feature in the front page of the Washington Post, 2 weeks later, I was having huge anxiety attacks. I lost my clients because I couldn't function. And I had to work on me before I could move forward. So out of necessity, I went and learned over 20 different healing modalities to be able to figure out what's going to fix my problem. And through that journey, I learned that fixing it isn't really the key. And it's really about evolution and evolving myself to be a person that no longer requires that problem. So that was a whole evolution in itself. And so to get there, I first worked at a hypnosis center, and I was there because I was helping them. I first went there to get their help, but I realized that I was already more advanced than they were, and it wasn't going to serve me to be helped by them. But I knew that I could be of service to them, and I did. So what I did was I worked at the center and started helping people. And I was getting some really miraculous shifts and changes because I wasn't really doing hypnosis. I was engaging in the quantum field. And people were having huge changes. Like people came in with fibromyalgia, for example, and then would leave without the symptoms anymore. People would come in with migraine headaches and they would stop experiencing those headaches. People would come in with anxiety like I was having, and they would have that vanish. And I'm like, wow, I must have, accidentally hit upon something here.
Yeah.
So I started to also start teaching the classes. I started teaching neurolinguistic programming and hypnosis, and also the quantum. And as I was teaching and learning, and I was still anxious at this time, by the way, for all this stuff many, many years ago, the situation started to show up on what I can do to transform myself. And so I did. I worked on creating transformations for myself as I was getting all these really great changes for other people. The power of this was immense. I didn't even realize what happened until one of the practitioners there, the hypnotherapist, said, "Why are you getting weekly testimonials like this? I get one a month or maybe every couple of weeks, but you're getting them every week and sometimes daily. What's happening?" And I said, well, I'm tapping into the quantum experience. And by doing so, I'm able to speed the process up. So instead of working with words like hypnosis works with the understanding of language patterns, but if we go beyond that to the energy of it, well, then we can make even deeper, more powerful, more easy changes. And you don't have to repeat it over and over again. Many of the transformations that I have with people are one-time experiences. I'm not saying all of them. Some people need a little bit of help before they get to the one-time experience. But many times it is very, very fast. And because of that, we can really deal with things that are really big issues. And that's a powerful thing because a lot of us right now are dealing with a lot of stuff.
Yeah, even more so than we were before.
Yeah, absolutely. And then
PC, pre-COVID. Right.
yeah, everything, exactly. Good name for it. So the bottom line was I transformed myself. I used to have migraine headaches myself. I no longer have them. I used to have attention deficit disorder. I don't have that either. Dyslexia, gone. I dealt with anxiety, and I'm no longer in that anxiety place that I used to be where I was in fight or flight all the time, like daily. So my life is balanced and easy, and that's a good thing. And I teach others now how to do that.
Now, how did you learn it? I mean, do you think it was just like divinely downloaded to you, the knowledge about the quantum field?
Well, I studied Dr. Bruce Lipton's work. And I watched every video that he produced to understand the quantum biology aspect of what he was talking about. And he was talking about this understanding called growth versus protection.
Yeah.
And this was pretty interesting because growth he described as all your cells are working perfectly. You are in a place where your system is working perfectly. If there's something that's wrong, your body knows how and will automatically resolve it. And I'm like, wow, what is that place? But then he talked about the other side of the coin, protection. And he said, well, protection is when you're in a small experience or large experience of fight or flight all the time. It becomes a habit pattern where instead of having this calm and peaceful and very zen beingness, which you would find in growth, people are finding that they're like on the edge of, like losing it,
Right. Yeah, like most people.
Yeah, exactly. And if we think about it this way too, you miss the bus. The copy machine doesn't work. Something doesn't go exactly your way, like with your computer. And then you go into fight or flight, and it just keeps happening over and over again. And what you practice, you get good at.
Yeah.
And so I was in protection big time. Now, when you get into protection in a really big way, you actually go into what's called lockdown, which means you start to lock down your emotions. Like, nope, you can't peek and you can't see.
Yeah.
And I can't feel it either because I've locked it down, and therefore I've handled the situation, except I have not.
Yeah.
So what happens is at some point the energy builds and builds and builds, and then it's so big that your body, vessel of energy, cannot hold the energy any longer. It's like that door is going to like bust open, you know?
Yeah.
So, um, and so then we get anxiety attacks, which is what happened to me, right? Some people get depression. They go the opposite way and they kind of lose their energy.
Mm-hmm.
But all of it is similar in how it's produced. It's produced by getting into fight or flight and being in lockdown. So I had to unlock it. But first of all, I didn't even know I was locked down in the first place.
Right, right.
There was no awareness of, oh, I'm not feeling anything, because that was normal to me at the time. So I learned all of this through, Dr. Bruce Lipton, through understanding of quantum. I learned a little bit about quantum from other teachers, but then I said, this is powerful, but I've studied like 20 other modalities, and I looked at those 20 modalities and says, what can I use from all these modalities that really would work, that would make a difference? And I put them together in a specific way in a quantum model, you would say. And so from that quantum model, we now are working from a more open model in a way that we can make changes that can only happen if you're connected to the quantum field.
Okay. Well, all right. First of all, quantum is energy. Is it a quantum field is the energetic field? Is that correct? Sort of?
Well, sort of. The quantum field is a place of, you can say energy. That's true. It is a place of energy, but it's an experience where, when you are connected to it, all of the rules are different. So what's possible, for example, in the quantum field is not going to be possible in our real life. And you see that in hospitals today, where people are in the hospital getting worse many times, or at least not getting better and kind of staying the same. That's because they're in protection. They haven't moved into growth, and therefore they're not shifting, like what happened to me. And so when you get into growth, that's where you get into the quantum field as well. So they're all kind of synonyms. The quantum field, getting into growth, are the same thing, just a different perspective of the same thing.
Okay. If you are trapped in an elevator with someone, which is why they call it an elevator pitch,
Right.
how in 15, 30 seconds do you say what you do? And you know that's going to make me understand quantum transformation. Is
Yes,
there?
well, I don't go into the quantum when I explain that, because
Okay.
that's a little longer of a conversation.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I would definitely say to people that what I do is help people transform their energy at the cellular level of the body to create what you might call a quantum shift, to experience either fast or instant transformation, so that you can eliminate, problems like migraine headaches, pain, all sorts of, or fibromyalgia, Crohn's disease, all sorts of things like this, through the experience of connecting, or in a sense, being in the quantum field. Let me tell you about the field system, because that will kind of answer your question that you asked me a moment ago.
Yeah.
We work in a field system. So this is a really powerful understanding. The field system is of many fields. And it's so powerful because, so the earth has a field of its own. The universe, it has a field too. But also, we have fields. We have chakra fields, org fields. We have, and then the fields there are so many of them, because we have chakra fields in our hands.
Right.
There's a million fields everywhere. Each of the cells of our body has a field. Okay, so when you look at it from, so you can see that there's more than I can even mention in our conversation of fields. Now, there's also the morphogenetic field. The morphogenetic field is the consciousness field, where everybody shares information from our own experiences.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
so we share things there. People who are empathic and intuitive may have an awareness of this field, or at least a connection in some way more noticeable than somebody who's not like we are
Yeah.
interested in this kind of information. They're just moving through life. They don't know that they're sending signals to the morphogenetic field at all.
Right.
But empaths tend to know. They tend to know that what they're doing is sort of recording what's happening in their life, but everybody else is recording it as well. Empaths can also connect and find out what's actually going on. Or we could learn new information, or bring down information from the morphogenetic field to learn something or to help someone. So it's very powerful what's possible here. So the field system works in a way that if you connect to any one of the fields, you then become connected to all of the fields.
Mm.
Now, that means if I connect to one of my chakras, that I'll be able to connect to all of my chakras, but not just that, my auric field, and not just that, but all of the fields in the system, which are plenty.
Okay. Okay.
So is that
Now
making more sense how you can get into the
yes,
quantum field?
yes. So you help us transform by changing our fields, our energy, by tapping in to the energy fields. I mean, it is pretty miraculous. I believe so much of this. I don't really know that I understand how it works. I mean, I've gone through Reiki training as well. I just believe. But a lot of
Yes.
people want to know how, why. I don't believe, or I believe it, but sure, tell me how I can, get rid of my colitis, or get rid of my, and but okay, so there's that. But also something else you said, which I wanted to tap back into, was you were talking about, you got rid of ADD and um, dyslexia. Those are labels we put on ourselves, right? And
True.
I mean,
Yes.
because they're given to us, and we
True.
wear those labels.
Not anymore.
And not anymore. I mean, I think that is a big, powerful thing for people to really, they become our identifying tools. Well, I'm this, or I have that, or and to my understanding, after watching the movie and reading about you, we can release that through our energy, our energetic being. Is that correct? I know I'm not
Yes.
saying it properly. I kind of
It's all good.
understand it, but I just feel like, why wouldn't everybody want to release those negative stimuli, those negative belief systems? And how do you, well, this is a big question though, how do you go about, I guess maybe we need to have a little bit of understanding of how you guide someone through releasing those blocks, those cells, that the DNA, whatever it is that we have inherited or that we wear by our own choice, even if we don't really want to. Yeah, we need to release that. So maybe a little hint about how to do that.
Sure. So the field system is the field system that we tap into, so that we can get into any field just by tapping into one.
Okay.
Now, here's the problem though. Most people have this understanding that spirit, God, whatever you'd like to call that, other than you experience, is up there.
Mm-hmm. But yeah.
But the problem is that we are going up to spirit directly. Now, here's the thing. Spiritual energy is very, very sharp. It's very beautiful, but so is the sun. You wouldn't want to, get burnt up by a crisp if you go right into the sun, right? So
Right.
the spiritual energy is too powerful for direct contact. Now, the other thing is the spiritual energy, when people go straight up out of their body, they leave their body. That means their ground is down here, which is gone now because they're up there. And then they're going to the spiritual energy, and this is where people get into trouble energetically. and they can get sick. They can get, it happens a lot in meditation too. People get into the going up to spirit, and unfortunately they get into some energetic worlds that they did not expect to get into, and they didn't know how to deal with it when they were there, and there can be many problems. So I don't teach that. Instead, we teach that, spirit is everywhere. There's no need to go up. Also, by going up, it ages you. So you may have seen a lot of intuitive people, psychics, mediums, looking older than they actually are. And that's because they are going up to spirit versus staying in our body. Now, we were given a body for a reason. If you didn't need one, you wouldn't have one. So you obviously need it. So we have a body, and our body is part of our grounding system. So when we go down to ground, the chakra system is actually connected to itself. So when I connect to my soul star chakra here, if I were to go up, which is not the right way, it would automatically connect me to the earth star chakra on the bottom under my feet. And then, of course, also all my chakras. But we go the other way around. So we go down to the root chakra that connects to the earth star chakra or the earth core chakra. And then up, it automatically goes up to the chakras up here. So you can go down and be grounded and still be in spirituality, because it's the chakra system, as you might see it, is usually on a piece of paper on your computer, and it looks like it's flat.
Right.
But in real life, it's not flat. So it's like a sphere. So you can go and connect from up to down or down to up, and it's better to go down to access it. So when you connect to the base of your spine, the tailbone, which is the root chakra, that is the portal to the quantum field. So a lot of people are connecting, with yoga, we connect to the second chakra. It is not the portal to the quantum field.
Root chakra it is. Root chakra.
So for example, in yoga, we're not seeing a humongous amount of people having instant transformations during their yoga experiences because they are not connecting low enough and in the right place, which is the root chakra. It's the right place for yoga, so don't get me wrong. It's just not the place that we're going to jump into the quantum field to experience a quantum shift. So now if I connect to the root chakra now, the root chakra is lovely, it's wonderful, and it is life-altering. The root chakra is about safety, security, stability, earth energy. Can you feel the energy of that?
Yeah, absolutely. I feel more grounded just having you speak that way.
Yeah, well, I'm speaking it with my frequency as well.
That's right.
So when we are at the root chakra and in that energy, that keeps us centered, grounded, in the moment, keeping us in a place where we're going to be safe. So when you connect to safety, root chakra, then you are in safety. Also, it puts you in what Dr. Bruce Lipton calls growth. So now you're doing two things at once. You're connecting to the base of your spine, which connects you to the quantum field, which puts you in growth, and you're out of fight or flight. And now you're in a place where you can actually make a change, because in growth, you can make a change, Dr. Lipton says, but in protection, nothing changes.
Right. We're just trying, that's that old amygdala, that old fight or flight coming on strong. And is this something that you lead people through? Is it something that they take away and continue to do? Is it something you do on a daily basis, like a meditation?
Yes. So when I work with people, I might give them something called a guided connection. And a guided connection is similar, I'll put that in quotes, similar to a meditation, except for that the purpose is completely different.
Okay.
So the purpose of a meditation is to quiet the mind. It's also has the purpose to go into a place of trance.
Right.
So you go into a trance. Actually, quantum energy transformation is done in a much lighter trance than Meditation is. Meditation is a much deeper trance.
Hmm.
So it's very interesting. Now, in quantum energy transformation, we don't have any rules. You can also go into a lighter trance or a deeper trance if you choose, which is kind of cool because you have a choice. It works regardless. So the guided connection, its purpose is different than the meditation, which is guided. So first of all, I'm guiding you.
Right.
Connection, which is connecting to the base of your spine and being grounded.
Okay.
And connection to the quantum field. And being in the field system so that you can actually be in a different energy to make the changes you desire.
And is it you just telling people, if someone comes to you, say they have anxiety, and you are guiding them through this, you will guide them specifically? Each one is specific to each person, or is it something that is universal?
That's a great question. I love that question. Quantum energy transformation, the way that it's designed, is a non-protocol system. So the medical model has a lot of systems.
Right.
We don't have systems like that. Quantum energy transformation is about engaging the cellular structure of the body in a way that works for you. So it's very individualized. It's not cookie cutter. In other words, I'm going to follow this protocol. I'm going to do this with you and everybody else, and I'm going to follow this. That's not what we do. Instead, we follow our intuition as a part of the process to help someone connect to the quantum field and make changes. Now, since it's energetic, there's a lot of energetic conversation happening versus vocal conversation. But there's also energy in the voice that I'm speaking in. So you're hearing my energy frequency. You can see it's changing now as I'm speaking. But I can use my voice and my energy frequency of my voice to create changes just by someone listening. And we're putting our attention to the base of our spine so that we can connect right to the cells of the body to go right where the source is. That's right where the source of our problems are. All of our issues are stored as packets of information inside of our body.
Yeah, I understand that. I guess I just, I think of myself, as we all do when we're learning something. We think of our own issues and how to release those issues, of course. And I'm always looking for a quick fix, like give it to me now. And it sounds like this is much faster quick fix than other modalities that you have created.
It is very fast. And interesting that you mentioned the word fix. Because I know for myself, when I was anxious, I was looking for a fix too. Can someone fix this? You know, I went to a lot of people who claimed that they could fix it for me, and obviously they didn't until I figured out how to
Fix it.
not fix it, but evolve myself. So we leave the fix it model in quantum energy transformation, and we move into a more open model where the difference is it's not about solving the problem anymore. The solving the problem is a byproduct of the evolution of the person that's experiencing it. Does that make sense? So working at a much higher level. So most people are working at the strategy level, which is a very low level of change, or a low level of energy too. This is why migraine headaches in the medical model is considered an incurable illness, because they don't have a cure, because they're working at the environment of the body by putting a medication into the environment of the body. But that's one of the lowest levels of change. Instead, we work at the levels of identity, spirituality, purpose. And when we work at those levels, these higher levels, and they cover the higher chakras, by the way, too, the higher levels of change, we're working at a place that can change your beliefs, that can change your identity even.
Wow. I want to do that.
Yes.
I mean, I don't want to change my identity. I love who I am. I do. I absolutely do. I embrace exactly who I am at all times. but I would love to look a little younger. Maybe I'm spending too much time up there. No, I think it's, but that could be a fact of my chronological age as well. Um, but I love this. I love the idea. I love the concept. I really want to change some of the habits that I have ingrained in myself or the beliefs that I have about myself. And I understand that this is the quantum experience, basically, is something that would assist me on that journey. Now,
Mm-hmm.
you also talk a lot about breath and breathing and how important that is. And I just want to share that out with our listeners as we get to the end of this podcast. And I've said it before, and other people have said it, but you really emphasize that in your movie in particular, the importance of breathing and how that is, to my mind, the first step in creating change is breathing.
Yes. So before I talk about breathing, I just want to quickly mention something that we just talked about, which was identity.
Mm-hmm.
Identity is not about changing your identity to become someone else. It's about altering the identity that is going to serve you better to become more of who you already are.
Ooh, yeah.
So it's not about changing who you are. And actually, none of my work does that. It doesn't change who you are. You actually do all the changes. I just guide you in and teach you how to make those changes to become more of who you're looking to be. So for example, if you want to be able to public speak easier, if you wanted to go and be more fearless, if you wanted to go and raise your energy frequency, see, these things can be changed at the identity level so that it becomes permanent. So now you are just a person who lives at that energy frequency, or you are just that person who has upgraded their energy so they can release, in a sense, a problem. So
Right.
when you shift the identity, you're still you completely 100%, except for you've upgraded it with things you've chosen to upgrade. You
Great.
make
Thank
all
you
those
very
decisions.
Yeah, thank you for that
Yes.
clarification. I get it now. I think I just was
No,
off in space for a moment there, but
it's
I
all cool. It's all
understand
good.
now. But
So breathing.
it is raising our vibration. It is raising our vibration to the vibration of, that's the same with manifesting, to the vibration of that which you would choose, or that you are manifesting, I guess.
Yes, you can raise your energy frequency extremely high, which is very powerful. Raising your energy frequency is a great way to manifest, but we manifest everything. We manifest a new identity. We manifest
Right.
a new way of living. We manifest, if we have pain, we can manifest no pain. So there's a lot that we can do with manifesting. All has to do with energy frequency and working at the cellular structure of the body to create change. Breathing enhances that. So if I add breathing to the cellular work that we do, then when we add breathing to it, we supercharge the
Mm-hmm.
energy to create a faster and more easy change many times.
Okay, I'm in. I'm breathing. Okay,
And the
people, don't
breathing,
hold your breath. Remember to breathe.
don't hold your breath. That was a good one. The breathing in itself, in our way of doing it, doesn't have any rules. Now, I teach a lot of different ways to breathe, but intuitively, you might find yourself breathing a certain way that's exactly what you need. And that's an important part of the work that we do.
Yeah. Oh, that's so good, because it is based on our intuition. And I think a lot of people don't listen to themselves. As I've said in many of my podcasts, we give our power away. We
Yeah,
go to this yoga teacher and they say, do it this way. And so we think, oh, I have to do it that way. Or we go to that medical professional and they say, you have to
exactly.
take that. And you're like, really? Do I? We have to question everything and take it a time to listen and figure out, is this really what's best for me?
Absolutely. And so when I work with people, I guide them to begin to trust their body, to begin to trust their energy, to begin to trust themselves, to move the energy to create a change for themselves. So it's really all about gaining a lot of tools, having a new toolbox to be able to do the things that are meaningful to you in your life. If you feel limited in any way, we can release those limitations and open up new possibilities, because the quantum thing is all about possibilities. Quantum is all about the study of possibilities.
Oh, I love it. I love it. I feel very inspired right now. I feel very open to possibility myself. And I do hope that our listeners are as well, feeling that openness. And to guide you further in your openness, I know that Joshua, you have a free gift to offer to people as
Yes,
well. And I'll put all that information in the show notes, but if you want to talk about it or give that info.
absolutely. So if you go to iqet.com/ignite, that's iqet.com/ignite, you'll get my free gift, which is Discovering the Science of Quantum Manifestation.
Mm.
Now, this is a gift. And the reason I say that is because Donna Eden, Dr. Bruce Lipton, Bernie Siegel, James
Bernie.
Osmond, and also me, we're all sharing with you the power of manifestation from the perspective of transformation, like healing your body in that perspective. So you'll learn a tremendous amount about what's possible in the area of transformation, but manifestation, which is so key. We want to manifest good health. We want to be
Yes.
healthy and live the life that we always have wanted to live. And now is
Yes.
the time we can do it.
Yes. All right. Say it one more time because I want everybody to go there. IQET /ignite,
It's
right?
iqet.com
Oh.com.
/ignite.
Okay.
IGNITE.
Got it. Got it. Little fun fact. I went to the same university as Bernie Siegel. He's older. Okay. He's older than I am. But I met him at one of our reunions and as he gave a little talk in a very intimate setting. There were only about 10 or 15 of us. And I just love him. I have his books. I love everything he stands for and how he's written it and everything. And then I see him on your movie. I'm like, oh, Bernie. I pretend we're friends, even though we're not. But I do. You got some really interesting people on there. Honestly, you know, I just wish everybody could or would choose to watch it. I mean, you can watch it for free. What is your website, too?
My website is beingquantum.com.
Okay. And I'll put that down below so people don't, but just I like
Yep.
to have it verbally said. And you also have other programs. You work with individuals, or do you work mostly with in classes, or is everything recorded, pre-recorded, or it's everything?
I do it all. I have classes, live classes. I have certification programs. I have all different ways to engage with your energy. And what I'm teaching isn't really found anywhere else because it was a discovery of myself through my challenges. I had to
Yeah.
create something because there was nothing out there that could really do this. And there's a lot of things out there they call quantum, but if it's not moving the energy at the cellular level of the body, it's not quantum. So there's a lot of stuff that's called quantum that not isn't really. So quantum beware, buyer beware on that.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I feel like everybody listening to this will have some shift just after
Oh
listening.
yeah.
I feel, as I said, I feel ignited. I feel a shift. I was oh so looking forward to speaking with you. And you have really, ignited my spark, ignited my cells to start that healing. Because my goal and my thought process is that we all need to heal something. There's always something because that's what we're here to learn to do. We're here to walk the earth. We're here in our earth suits to heal ourselves so that we can achieve what we are meant to achieve in this lifetime. And through your assistance, Joshua, with this new way of being, with rejuvenating, I'm going to say, my cells, or just sort of, oh gosh, opening me and everybody up to new possibilities of ways of being. And you are such a gift. I thank you for going through that anxiety so that you could create the powerful magnet gift that you have to the world. So thank you.
Oh, thank you so much for having me. It's been a blast.
Oh, I really appreciate it. And there's so much more, but I do think that we were able to get that information out in a way that will hopefully have people visit your website to learn more because really all I care about is everybody shining their light. I really do. So if you can resonate with Joshua and you feel like he will ignite your spark, go visit his website. And you were very gracious to give me this time today. So thank you, Joshua.
Thank you too.
Okay, everybody, go out there and light up your life, light up your cells. Go out there, ignite some sparks, and shine your light.